Things are really starting to come together. It's, I mean, never going to be done in any conventional sense of the term. I'm sure I'll always be making additions and upgrades to this truck, but it's finally becoming basically fully operational and almost all the pieces are in place to start using it. So let's check it out. When I started to organize these Foss floor carpet tiles, even before they were stuck down, it really started to feel more like we weren't just in a truck anymore, but we were in something special. I ordered 3 different shades of gray and used 2 of them to do the bulk of the floor that are very similar. I did a just subtle offset pattern of like 2, 1, 2, 1, and laid them all down to make sure I liked the look of it. I had to cut the edges of some tiles to fit around the built-ins, and then after I did all that, I used the lightest shade of gray tile to make a simplified version of my Arrow logo and inlay them inside the tiles. Since these tiles are made from recycled plastic water bottles, they cut like butter on my Thunder Laser. So this is a really cool effect I was able to do very, very easily. Besides being a branding aspect, you know, a la Disney, these arrows also sort of subtly direct the flow of traffic throughout the store, because we will be entering through one side and exiting through the other to keep traffic patterns moving. And then with the carpet down, I could add some trim. Oh, it's hot in here today. I told myself I wasn't going to put these carpets down until I was done with all the paint, but I got started and it was so easy to put them down that I just kept going. I just throw a tarp down when I do the touch-up on the paints, but these carpet tiles are made by Foss Floors and they're made from recycled water bottle. I love them. They're very thin, which is something I wanted because just every 1/4 inch counts. And the adhesive backing on them just peels and sticks real easy, but it's not like one of those crazy adhesive paddings, so if you're a little off, you can kind of peel it up and readjust, and if one of them gets wrecked, I can pull it off and replace it pretty easily too. So I love them. I love everything about these tiles, and they're also easy to cut on the laser, so I was able to do my fun little arrow pattern with my one salmon swimming upstream there, because that is what New Perspectives music is all about. That and taking a nap on my new carpet on a 100-degree day in August. Thanks, Foss Floors. I'll be right back.
That rug really tied the room together, did it not?
Yeah, man, it really tied the room together.
Certainly my truck will never be like OSHA certified or anything like that, but I want to make it as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. So I need 2 sets of stairs to make this as easy as possible for as many people as possible to get in and out of the truck. Let's start over at the passenger door, where there are already 2 steps to get in that are just like a little high and awkward for some people. We had a brainstorming session and my 10-year-old son Vance helped me come up with this idea. I was able to design it in minutes on the Vectric V-Carve box creator gadget and then cut it on my Avid CNC. Within an hour this project was done and it worked perfectly. I forgot about this hook here, so what I'm going to do, instead of making a new smaller box, I'm just going to cut this corner off, and I should still have plenty of integrity and strength. We'll see. If I have to reinforce it on the inside, I can. And then this box will slide right around there. So what I basically did was I created 2 boxes that filled the footstep area that's currently in the truck, and it's a high step about 12 inches. So I filled it up halfway and divided the space in half to make it so these 2 boxes fit in evenly. Now the first box can get set on the ground to become a stair, bringing that distance, which is about 14 inches, to a more manageable, realistic height for the average person. And then the second step is just a little shorter than most steps. It worked out pretty good. I painted them sway sauce green and added some non-skid feet to the box that comes out and sits on the ground. I also added grip tape to the top, and we'll talk about that green paint in a minute. Originally I planned on cutting this one open too to make it more storage for, like, you know, truck tools or whatever. But I think I'm going to hold off on that for now because my main concern with this step is for it to be secure for people of various ages and physical abilities to get in and out of the truck easily and comfortably. So I'd rather it be a solid box than an efficient box at this point in time. We'll see though, I might still slice it open. Now, Izzy Swan and I have been talking about some really cool folding stairs that he's been designing to be attached to the tailgate / stage of my truck. But we've both been pretty busy, and so we haven't had a chance to really get back to it. I decided because I might be using this truck soon and I might not have the time to do any more work on it soon, that I wanted to make something to hold me over until we can make these more complicated and cool stairs. So I just made these simple steps. They're very heavy, but they work perfectly and they're nice and stable. And so I have something that matches the stage that I can just throw into the truck and use them if I need them. Here are the latest additions to the donor support hive wall. I want to thank everybody who has supported me in my build on this truck. It means the world to me, and there's still about half the space left on the wall, and if you want to learn how you can get your name or logo or whatever up there, you can go to newperspectivesmusic.com and click on the mobile guitar truck link at the top. I want to make a special thanks to Klingspor. As you can see, they bought up some real estate on this wall. Thank you very much, Mike and the guys over at Klingspor, for supporting my truck. I love Klingspor, and I'm super excited to have them supporting the truck and to be in it. But let me tell you more about Klingspor. Some of you may or may not know this, but I have a podcast. It's called Reclaimed Audio, and I've been recording it for, about 5 years now, with my good friends Phil Pinsky and Bill Lutz. It's available everywhere the podcasts are available, and so you can go check that out. Now, Klingspor has been a supporter of the podcast for a long time, but recently upped to their game there and became like an underwriting sponsor of the podcast. And we're super excited and appreciative of that because it really does make the job of running the podcast easier. But it also gives us the opportunity to have some fun with them and to run some specials and codes and sales and whatnot on the podcast. So if you listen to the Reclaimed Audio podcast, sort of, somewhere within the time that these episodes are released, even if you don't like the show, you can just listen to the beginning. We might have some various sales and things happening there with Klingspor, secret code words and stuff. So tune into the podcast to save some money over at Klingspor. Their website is thewoodworkingshop.com, and they sell a lot more than just sandpaper, although they do specialize in making the best sandpaper I've ever used, hands down. So that's woodworkingshop.com, Klingspor. Thank you very much for supporting a lot of my work, the podcast and this truck. You guys are awesome. Some of the background music in this video I've made playing my trash double bass, and if you're not familiar, there's a video series about that on my channel. It's all made out of closet doors and pallets and fences, but I was playing it through the new bass rig I just bought for the truck, which is this Phil Jones Bass Briefcase Ultimate. Not only is it like an amazingly loud and punchy 200 watt bass amp that you can carry with one hand like a briefcase, it also runs off its own internal 12 volt battery, so you can plug it in or run it unplugged. And what that means is that I can run this bass rig on this truck without plugging it into my solar powered EB150, thus giving me more power out of that unit to power the PA system. I also bought the extension cabinet that goes with this, that is on the other side of the truck. This truck is really going to rock. Not to mention that this will be what's used when we're in store mode for people to demo my basses. It's nice to have a nice high quality amp. Now, this is not sponsored by Phil Jones Bass. I paid for this stuff with my own money. This product is actually discontinued. I was able to get one of the last floor models from them. But I was able to pay for this because of my support wall. And I want to thank everybody very much again for supporting this truck. What this does is it helps me bring the truck to the next level. Originally I was going to have to use one of my old beat up shop amps and my old beat up shop speakers and stuff in here to power this truck, but because of the support that I'm getting from viewers, I can really bring it to the next level and bring this like amazing high quality, high tech gear into the truck and just make it sound 100 times better and make it 100 times more exciting. So thank you all very much for that, and I'm super stoked to have this in this truck. It's just perfect. It's better than anything I could have imagined. about that green paint, I recently took this truck to Narwhal Labs in Rhode Island. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's a brand new makerspace that just opened up. Well, it's not really fully open because of COVID yet, but it just opened up thanks to Total Boat, who wanted to not only invest in the community in the ways that they have, but they wanted to give even more opportunities to be a part of the community by creating this makerspace with a film crew and everything. It's just an incredible space. I can't wait to see the world open up so more people can get in there and appreciate it. Now, my good friend Jeff Shaw from Ideal Grain is the director over there, and so we brought the truck up because I wanted to do some paint work on this truck, and I wanted to kind of create like a branded custom sway green paint. Jeff was like, I can totally help you with that, and so we did that using Total Boat's Elixir paint, which is a low VOC eco-friendly paint to begin with. There's going to be a whole video about that on my channel, as well as some content over at Narwhal Labs YouTube channel, so I'll put a link and make sure you go check that out. They're doing all sorts of cool things over there, and it's just all brand new and beginning and exciting, and I think you should jump on now while it's all still new and fresh, and we'll see what happens. But stay tuned for that video. I love those people over there. They're like, never mind how amazing they are to work with as, you know, business partners or whatever you want to call it, and their willingness to support my work. They're just like super awesome people. Jeff took us kayaking and Kristen took us out on her sailboat. It was just a great time.
Jeff, what happened? I don't want to talk about it.
I do want to mention again real quick that I do have a Total Boat discount code. It's 15% off anything at TotalBoat.com. So that is TBTimSway to save 15% off anything you purchase at TotalBoat.com. Make sure you use that when you go there. I also have another video about the ceiling in the truck that I made out of hollow-core doors, of course, and I used Total Boat Elixir for that, so make sure you check out that video. And also, I don't know if you knew this or not, but hollow-core doors are the new palette. And how do I know that? Apparently some wacko wrote about it in the August 2020 edition of Make Magazine. That wraps up this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you go subscribe to Narwhal Labs channel so you can be updated and notified when the videos come out about some of this stuff on the front, some other things we did there, and stay tuned for some of the other videos about the truck. I have a few videos that are kind of all in the works right now and coming out kind of soon, and then there might be a little lull because I might be away from my shop for a little while. I will keep stuff going as much as I possibly can. Thank you very much and be good.